everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Let me first play a tune for you. This was beginning of a Wohlfahrt Etude number 18. This was requested by a subscriber. This violinist is wondering about this, particularly how one could keep the low second finger while keeping the fourth finger in tune. This is one of the difficult intervals for all of us because it is already hard enough to place the second finger beside one, and not only that, we have to sustain that finger while having actively fourth finger falling on the right spot using this tiny one. Very good question. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's good to see you here, and thank you for your continued support here also on my Patreon page, booking lessons with me, sending me kind questions, comments, and supporting me here also at my Patreon page. I really appreciate. So there are a lot of things that we could work on. Wohlfahrt Etude, it covers a lot of great ones, so I highly encourage, no matter what level you are, always come to this one because it cleans up so many different things. Now this is one of those where the lower positions actually it's harder than higher positions, because as you know, the lower positions, the distance between fingers are wider, and when you have a such as natural C to E, which we call it major third wide one, using 2 and 4, it's harder than higher positions. So this is the one that where first position becomes quite difficult. So it is normal to feel that way. So don't be discouraged. Excuse me. I'll give you 3 steps how to fix it, and then additional bonus exercise that you can use it to practice to execute all the 3 at once without much difficulty. First one, keep the fingertips light. The biggest enemy when it comes to fast playing is always heavy fingertip. Heavy fingertip, just like, imagine yourself, you want to run fast and you have a heavy bag on your backpack. That's difficult to run fast. So we have to dress lightly to go fast. Same thing goes for the left hand. You want to move fast, keep the fingertip light, just like you would dress light for fast running. Now, you would, let's start 2 and 4 right away. So second finger has to sustain. Now we think because we need to keep the second finger down, we need to press it hard. But when you press it hard, that's already tension created. Look at my hand is already full of tension before I play anything. So let's not make ourselves already harder before we start. So lighten the second finger tip, and then see my hand already loosens a bit. This was when I press it hard, and it's already, you can see it. Now, also when you lift up or lighten the second fingertip weight, almost just light feather touch, and then you will hear a little whistling tone. And that's okay. Now you apply just teeny tiny bit weight of the second finger, but still not pressing all the way down. Again, touch second finger very light until you hear whistle. Then apply teeny tiny bit, just a hair heavy, if I may say. That's enough. Now we're going to place the fourth finger actively falling down. Now here, it's not pressing is slow, but what we're looking for is we're trying to get the help of physics. So we're using the speed. Fast speed, it gives quite a bit of hammering feeling. So with that, you will have to actually press it hard. So just drop your finger fast instead of pressing slowly, and then you lose all the help. So by dropping fast, you don't actually have to press it hard. It just the speed hits it almost like hammering, and that's one way. Second step. If you want to place second finger beside one, have the first finger out of the way. Look, I've been playing violin ever since I'm very little, and if I keep my first finger the way that normally you place, and then try to place my second finger beside one, even if it's not impossible, it's very hard. I have to work both fingers very hard. Not only that, my hand is full of tension already. Well, again, before I play, I created my own trouble for no reason. So either, if you can, lift the first finger, get out of the way. Once you find it, and then get out of the way. Or if you cannot, then just loosen the first fingertip pressure a little by flattening fingertip a bit. Like that. And then your hand becomes much more relaxed. Not only you can place the second finger close to the first finger easier, but also there's more space for the second finger to sit. Whereas here, it's very hard. But if I get my first finger a little flatter, and then I can place quite a bit. Again, like this, I flatten a bit, and then I can place my second finger quite like this. Just get a little flatter, like that. That's the second step. Step 3. Now we know we need to keep the fingertip light. Now we know how to place second finger beside one. Okay, now we also know we have to let the fourth finger fall very deeply. But somehow I do it, but still second finger is too sharp, fourth finger is too flat, which is a common mistake. We want to close it. How do we stretch? Second finger low, fourth finger high. How do we stretch between second finger and fourth finger? Now here you have to think out of box. That's what is necessary. In the first position, we'll learn to hand position like this, thumb a little tiny bit higher, not too low, not too high, about in the first joint here, resting it, like curving all fingers. That's normally correct. But when you're playing such a difficult interval of major third using second and fourth finger, you need to be a little out of the box, out of the ordinary first position left hand frame, meaning you have to lower your entire hand. So much so your knuckle goes down, and then you will see the thumb goes down too. And you want that, because this will allow us to stretch all finger, all different directions. This is normal. Lower your hand, and you see you can stretch all this. And this is how we play interval of 10th or finger octave, where it has maximum stretch. You will see when you lower it, the distance from one finger to the next can be quite a bit. So is a second finger to fourth, so is a 3 to 4. You will be amazed how much you can stretch. So here, again, let go of the normal frame and then lower up. Simply, it's not my idea, just physics. Just lower your hand, and then you can see the second finger can go quite low, and fourth finger can go quite far, so much so it could be even sharp. We don't have to go that extreme, but just to experiment a little, like this. Yeah, just a bit. And feel free to lift the first finger just to experience that one. Here, second finger, lower your hand. Now here, normal. Now light second finger, and then lower your hand. So much so, I can even stretch. And so on. You can keep going. That's how much it goes. So you don't have to have super long fingers. You don't even have to be an adult. You don't have to have muscular finger. It's just knowing how to move your hand efficiently. Now you have 3 steps. Now let me show you the exercise that does all these 3 things. Often we understood the concept, but it's hard to execute, hard to make it this stubborn muscle to do. There is a practicing method that does wonders. It's not my idea, it's centuries old exercise, but very few of us have a patience to do it. But I encourage you to just try, give yourself a good try, and you will see the result is very rewarding, namely the dotted exercise, meaning you play long, short first, then short, long. What it does is you have to play 2 notes very fast, and while you hold long notes, it allows the left hand to release attention. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're teaching the finger to move 2 notes very fast while teaching the left hand to release attention. It does wonders. While you do that, the left hand finds its way to most efficient way, lowering itself, lightening fingertip, because otherwise you cannot go 2 notes fast. So first one is long, short. Long, short. Long, short. Long, short. Then I just did it with a pause, so you understand that. If you feel comfortable, then you do without pause. Long, short. But let's say this finger is difficult, but stay on that one a little longer. Here the key is to keep the second fingertip as light as possible and dropping fingertip or fourth finger with a speed while having your entire hand a bit low. And so on. Second one, short long. 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 Then if you feel comfortable, do it without pause. Again, this is the tricky one. Then you stay there long enough. Remember, keep the second fingertip very light. Have the fourth finger with a speed and the entire hand low, very low enough to reach both one. Again, there's no force here. Then, if you feel comfortable, then you do a little bigger chunk. I hope you can try it yourself. This is kind of exercise that's great not only for this particular etude, but for many, many other advanced repertoire as well as beginners. So even the Wohlfahrt etude is not always used for very advanced one, but this particular one is as hard as any difficult pieces like Paganini. So it's worth to come back to this one. I encourage you to try yourself, and I wish you all happy practicing. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again. Bye bye.